Welcome to the episode number 53 of Q&A series with Suresh GP. Many of you have asked this question about how does the business relationship manager role fit in an organization. So I'm going to explain you some of those aspects that I have seen in many organizations worldwide, irrespective of the domains of financial services, telecom industry, retail, merchandising, and so on and so forth. So if you look at a business relationship manager, they are an interface between two different entities. It could be IT, it could be finance, it could be HR. So each and every department has a role called a business relationship manager. For example, if you look at finance, they have certain projects that they deal. For example, a payroll application upgrades, or they look at the claim reimbursement process. So they look at their stakeholders. It could be internal stakeholder like employees or third-party vendors. So as a BRM, you identify how can I add more value to my stakeholder. For example, how can I make my claim reimbursement process much more easier and convenient so that I don't need to spend a lot of time. So you might involve the IT department to automate the whole process. So we need to find out a relationship between the business partner and the capability provider. Typically, we call them as service providers, and the other side we call as the business partner. So trying to balance between demand and supply is one of the primary roles of a business relationship manager. The other way to look at how business relationship managers get involved is one of the things about the business relationship manager is it's an organization capability. It's not just about like a account manager role or a sales role where you try to talk about external facing opportunity to grow the business. Invariably, everybody in the value chain has to get value. But there are so many moving parts in the whole equation. For example, a business partner might ask you to get some of those work to be much more automated, to be much more efficient, and help them to go to the market much more faster. So the BRM tries to understand what initiatives that will be shaped in order to make this particular things go well so that finally the business partner is able to get the derived benefits. So here, the business relationship manager starts to put themselves in the shoes of the business partner and see what capability we need to bring in to derive the exact value for the business partners. The third aspect that I think the business relationship manager can focus is to prevent value leakages. Many of the times, I know a lot of projects are not successful. They have a business case, they start running the business case, and after a particular time, it starts to dip down because the anticipated business value is not realized. So it would be important that the business relationship manager calls up and says that, no, I don't see the value being brought in again. Let's cut down on the revenue loss, cut down on the spend of money which is not going to deliver value, and you stop this money from going into drain. So one of the advantages in which the business relationship manager adds value is to prevent value leakage. Finally, the opportunity for BRM is to educate the business partners to see how we can derive value from the service provider. Because most of the times the business partners are not very clear of what value can this particular project, program, initiatives can bring to the table. And they might not have the technical skills. So as a BRM, you understand the nuances of the different moving parts, how each and every capability that will help them to realize business value, and you educate the business partners to see how they can get value of the investment, of the strategy that they are dealing it end to end. So that way, the business relationship manager plays the role of a connector, navigator, and an orchestrator throughout the end-to-end value chain to derive value for the business partners. So I hope that this episode clearly illustrated how the BRM can play a vital role in the function within your own organization. And you might not be called as a business relationship manager, which is still okay, but essentially you drive these responsibilities to ensure that the business is getting value throughout the life cycle. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Q&A series. I look forward to seeing you in our next episode of Q&A series with Suresh GP. Until then, keep watching these episodes and post your questions and comments if you would like me to answer future questions on business relationship management. Thank you everyone for watching and have a great day.